Got a blunt in my hand, let that beat run loose. I see you got you a cup.
Yo, what's good? This John from Recognize, not one but two Z's. I got my main mans right here.
House in the Hills. Vega Fontaine.
Vega
Fontaine.
Fontaine. Oh man, see, I got difficult, same time pronouncing your name. That's why I had to make you introduce yourself. Who came up with that name?
Actually, I did.
You did?
I was high as hell. It was like I want a name that ain't nobody got, because everybody got and Gooch this, Wop that, God this. So I just came up with something, I don't know, different, I guess. I really pulled it from video games.
Oh, okay.
That was it. Just took two of my favorite video games, mixed it up.
Which video games?
This game called BioShock. The main bad guy on that shit, his last name was Fontaine, and then Vega from Street Fighter. Because if you actually learn how to use that crazy motherfucker, he's actually savage.
Oh.
So,
Yeah, Ken was my dude though.
See, Ken's my favorite character. No, so you wouldn't whoop me with Ken because Ken's my favorite character. Vega's just a savage. But if I had to pick a character, it'd be Ken. You can get that work whenever you want to.
Oh yeah, whatever. Where the PS3? I know we got one in here. Oh, we don't got it in here, man. What's up with you though, man?
Yeah, what's good with you, man?
Where you find your name from, man? Because I find it real difficult to say too.
House in the Hills, man.
Oh no, that ain't.
And basically, it comes from my whole life, in a sense, up till now. Because what people don't know about us is that, like, not only are we twins, but we're more unique. Because out of all the people you probably gonna meet in your life, we actually lived in Hawaii. Now, how many people can you say that you know who lived in Hawaii? Not went there to visit, but like, I lived there. That was my home for a certain amount of years. My mother was a second lieutenant nurse in the military, so we stayed on the island of Oahu, where Honolulu and all that is, Pearl Harbor and all that. But even living in paradise in the military was terrible. Our house was not that great. It really wasn't no different from the houses you would see around here. Besides, it was like a long ways duplex where the houses were long and they split into 4 different houses. And we had a house on the end. And in Hawaii, everything's mountains, so we lived on the hill. So it was the house on the hill.
Right.
So it's like a house on the hill, but this isn't Beverly Hills or Hamptons and stuff like that. It's just Hawaii. This is a military base called Fort Shafter. So from the outside, it's shitty as fuck. But then when you actually learn to experience your life and take it for what it is, it's just as beautiful as that mansion in the hills. I live in Hawaii. How can I not be happy?
Yeah.
Even if it is this regular house. And then everybody knows that a house in the hill is something that we all aspire to have. Not necessarily the house on the hill, but that lifestyle.
Right.
The ability to have that. That's something that we all want. That's something I want for my family and what I work hard for. So every time I hear my name, not only is it telling me where I came from, but where I want to go.
Okay. Big message behind your name.
Yeah,
that's
definitely.
Real dope. So who the oldest?
Actually, I am by 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
5 punk ass minutes. I came out the wrong way, so they had to push me back in because I just had to be defiant and rebellious since day one.
Oh, okay. I'm
savage.
So what got you guys into music?
Well, I've been doing music since I was 8, actually. Like, I started out with poetry, and then there was this one song by Tupac I heard called Fuck the World featuring Shock G, the nigga who made the Humpty dance.
Oh, yeah.
And I was just listening to it on my little boombox I got from my grandma when I was a kid, and I just loved that song so much. And it just made me want to go from, like, doing poetry to rapping. But, at 9 years old, the hell am I gonna rap about? I ain't out here selling drugs and fucking bitches like all the celebrities is. So, I just made up stupid poetry about, like, love and life and what I want to be when I get older. And then I figured out that Tupac also used to do poetry. So that gave me even more, like, motivation to transform from a poet into an artist. Not even just a rapper, just an artist, period. Because I don't want to just rap. I want to touch everybody, all my audience in many different ways that doesn't involve just me spitting some hard bars. Maybe I don't want bars. Maybe this time I want to say something that'll touch somebody that they can relate to. Something maybe they're going through in their life. You ain't necessarily got to have bars to do that.
Right.
But if I'm not spitting bars and I'm not rapping, am I a rapper?
Right.
So why put yourself in one category when you could be many different things? So I focused on that mostly. I wanted to be a basketball star, but I listen to music all the time. Me and my brother go to sleep just listening to music. We're not supposed to. Getting in trouble, our mom come in. We don't even hear her open the door because we blasting music and singing songs and shit. So, it's just always been a part of my life, always something that brought me and my brother together, but he didn't even want to do music at first.
Oh, man.
He was a skateboarder, so I used to make him stay up late at night, listen to me come up with all my lines and stuff. That's when I come up with my best stuff when I was first starting out. When it's time to go to sleep, I come up with all my best shit. So I keep his punk ass up, and he has to tell me was that a good line or not. And then I left. I moved out, left. He moved with my mom. I went with my pops, but then he wasn't even really there, so I just really out doing my own thing, moving from city to city, state to state and stuff, just being stupid, really. Wasn't really the best thing to do, but it gave me the experiences I needed to become the person I am today. And I just came back, you know, shit got real fucked up. I had to come back, you know, recollect myself, so I come back. And I'm sleeping on this dude's floor, and he just said, yo, man, I've been practicing while you was gone. And then he just busts out this rhyme for me, and I'm like, man, if you keep doing that, you could be raw as fuck. And then he just kept doing it. I left again, came back, and then there was Vega Fontaine.
No, wow. Wow, do you guys even write for each other?
Hell.
No, not at all. Like, maybe I'll be rapping something, and he'd be like, oh, maybe you should say this.
Okay.
And I'd take the tip, but I wouldn't necessarily use his line.
Right.
And then vice versa. Maybe I'd say, maybe you should go this way with it. And then he'd put his own spin on it. Because this dude is just completely unique. I love my brother's flow, man. I'm very proud of the artist he has become. He's raw as fuck, in my opinion. Like, even with me not being his brother, if I didn't even know this nigga, I would listen to his music. Because it's not shit like with all this bullshit they keep playing on the radio. It's actually, he got the bars, he's got the relation, he's got the personals, he's got all that shit. And it's raw as fuck. It's totally unique how he put it. It's dope as fuck. So I ain't never got to worry about him actually taking something that I'm doing or something that I told him to do and doing exactly how I told him to do it. Because he's just too dope and unique.
Alright. Okay, that's cool. So, you guys are affiliated with Dope Culture?
Yeah, we're actually signed to the same label as Dope Culture and Cultivation Music Group. The leader of Dope Culture, Mills Peso, he started Cultivation for artists like Chevy Sosa and Ryan Spots, or Risley, as he goes by now. But Dope Culture was their own subgroup, and then they started Cultivation, and we're signed under Cultivation. But we work very closely with the leader of Dope Culture, Mills Peso.
Okay. So, can y'all explain a little bit more about you guys' upcoming projects?
Well, I just released a project called Alpha Mango. Go check that out. I got an EP coming out called Arcadian Park. I'm not giving a release date yet 'cause it's not completely done. I only got pretty much half the production finished by myself. So now I got to get other beats from other people and stuff. He's actually working on his debut breakout mixtape, I guess you can call it. So that's pretty much what we've been working on. We can't tell y'all too much because then we just be giving away everything, and we don't want that. We want to surprise everybody, give you something cool to listen to. But I mean, it's awesome, man. Like, Cleveland is really like everybody's being weird now, and I like it. Everybody's deciding to be themselves, and we're coming out with a whole new age of music. And Cleveland's new shit is ridiculous, especially with our stuff. Not even gonna start saying shit, so yeah, just be looking for that, man.
But I will say this though, to speak on my project, it's called Almost Famous. It's not even just a mixtape EP. It's basically like a short film. So the EP would be like the soundtrack for the short film.
Right.
You feel me? So I'm trying to get like other artists from Cleveland Incorporated, kind of bring a broader view. Cause every time we think of Cleveland, people think, all right, who down on EC? Who in the hood, Cleveland Heights, but there's talent that ain't got nothing to do with being from the hood. You ain't gotta be a rapper and be from the hood. You can rap and be from other places. I mean, I'm from the hood, but you know, I done met some real unique people, a lot of talent outside of the hood. Cause I be meeting the rawest dude down the hood. He raw, he got bars, he got the image, he got his paper right, but he lazy. He don't work hard, he don't do shit. But then you would meet this little white dude up in the suburbs. He got his paper right, he got hard work ethic, and he willing to learn. He might not be as raw as that nigga you met in the hood, but he'll work hard. Eventually, he gonna surpass him. Because he's still sitting on his couch not doing shit. You trying to get him to come to the show.
Right.
Meanwhile, your little white friend or whatever, light-skinned nigga from the suburbs standing right next to you, standing there with his head down, just like you is. Sorry, this nigga ain't show up. So I'm trying to bring a broader view. I'm trying to incorporate everybody, not just niggas who are known. Because that's one thing I do not like about Cleveland's music scene.
Right.
And I don't care if y'all get salty about me saying this. I don't care. I speak my mind. That's just who I am. I stay true to myself, and this is how I feel. All these DJs and TV hosts or radio hosts, whatever, y'all fucked up. Because y'all supposed to have fucking, what is it, homegrown or whatever for Cleveland. And ain't nobody from homegrown on in Cleveland. I never heard MGK on homegrown, but he is on. MGK talking about he putting on for the city, but there's nobody on besides the niggas that he was already with. Now I ain't hate no MGK, he do his thing, he hustle. You know, that nigga went from being a nobody to being probably one of the hottest white dudes since Eminem, as far as rap going, Matt Miller and shit like that. So don't get me wrong, I respect MGK and shit like that. What he do is what he do. I'm just using him as an example. because people my age will relate to. It's just an example. Ain't nothing wrong with what he doing. That's just an example. Like Steph Floss and stuff like that. Supposed to be putting people on,
Right.
but ain't nobody getting on. Shoot, Dope Culture used to work with Steph Floss.
Yeah, I remember you guys had a video when y'all was freestyling in front of him.
Yeah, and where
Well, that wasn't exactly.
that wasn't us
That
though.
was
We
Dope
weren't
Culture.
there yet. That was
Okay.
when it was just
Dope
Dope
Culture.
Culture.
That was dope.
That's
Okay.
before cultivation came about. Cultivation came about afterwards, because basically they just was like, all right, this dude's it's not working out. Steph Floss stopped working with them for his own personal reasons. That's their business. But that's besides the point though. Like he worked with all these artists supposedly, you know, putting on for the city supposedly, but ain't nobody getting on but EST. That's the only people on. Who else is on? Billard coming up, but Billard doing it on his own.
Right. And that's the reason why we came out with Recognize, to recognize the unpopular talent. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? That's why we came out with Recognize. You know, people will be looking at Recognize like we just a regular website. No, we putting on for the people, the upcoming people. You know what I'm saying? We more so on the upcoming people side than on the most, you know what I'm saying?
And I respect that.
Right, like the big names.
And
you
I
know?
appreciate that for real.
Yeah.
Artists like us
Yeah.
appreciate that shit. We
Yeah.
really do. Like all these artists and stuff who submit to all y'all and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if y'all really follow their Twitters too hard and stuff like that, but like when I speak to these people, they appreciate that. They speak very highly of Recognized Media.
Yeah.
Like they speak very highly of y'all because y'all cool and y'all here for the people who ain't all in front of the big screen.